Welcome to the showcase video for Update 1 of the Map Mastery mod, which will go over changes from the vanilla game in chronological order, starting with Cairo. Before we get to that, there's been a few changes to the optional toggles. Super Hover Pack has been given an overhaul. By default, you remain stationary while using it. Holding triangle while using it will make you ascend, and holding X will make you descend. This is far better than the old toggle, which made you constantly ascend at a very slow rate. This update adds a completely new toggle, Super Turnbuckle Launch. By default, Murray's Turnbuckle Launch acts as a simple high jump, however it becomes incredibly powerful if you start holding R1 before starting the jump, and keep holding it afterwards. This will allow you to cross the map in a single leap, useful for reaching areas that normally only Sly and Bentley can reach. Now on to map-specific changes, starting with Cairo. First, the security gate at the start has been removed, allowing easier access to the rest of the map. Next, all damage planes in the level have been disabled, letting you mingle with the guards in the courtyard. You can also now freely explore the out-of-bounds areas in the main museum section. Moving on, the camera restrictions in the final section have been removed. No more forced backwards camera. Finally, the Sucker Punch sign from the boot sequence is set to never disappear, letting you take a closer look. It lacks collision, but it's still pretty cool. Paris is where things start to get interesting. First, the surrounding water is solid. There's no keypad trickery like before, there's no invisible object stretching across the water, it's the water itself that's solid. Speaking of walking on water, it's how you reach the first teleport. Clicking down on the L3 button right behind the building used for the water tower proxy will teleport you there instead. The camera restrictions here have been removed. After completing the operation, A hole is punched into the fountain, which is the teleport location to enter the printing press room. When you want to exit the area, the platform to the right of the giant fan is your way out. Inside the wine cellar, all traces of laser security have been removed. No, I didn't forget about the secret alternate path. Inside the nightclub lounge area, the lasers on the far side have been removed. If you head inside Dimitri's office, the leftmost window is another teleport location, where you'll be warped to the office's roof. To get back into the office, another teleport was placed behind this bar counter. This update fixes a bug, where simply going near here reloaded the map. If you catch me on the dance floor, it's just because I am breaking in my new removed lasers. Additionally, the destructible laser walls blocking the entrance now lack collision or damage, letting Slayer Murray pass through. The last change to Paris is the removal of the red and yellow lasers inside the water pump room. India 1 doesn't have many teleports or warps, but it still has several changes. First, the water and bottomless pits have been made solid. This teleport location was designed to make the funniest 32 seconds glitch a whole lot easier. The pesky barriers preventing Bentley and Murray from walking on these platforms have been removed, allowing for a true all bottles run with them. A non-slide teleport also exists here to make things easier. This was the first teleport I ever made, and what turned this mod into more than a solid water mod. In the basement, you can now walk straight through the blue lasers, revealing the removal of the red ones. The changes get bigger in India too. Like usual, the surrounding pits are solid. However, the rivers are not. The most obvious change is in the jobless dev map. The water that normally floods the map is gone, allowing exploration of this hub's side effects. It's unfortunately not that interesting. The water inside the spice growing room is now solid. Also, the exit pipe trigger is no longer present, as it causes a soft lock if you're playing as Murray. Instead, it's a custom trigger location to warp to the spice grinder. Another area, another set of lasers disabled. Except this time, I turned the spotlights off too. Break those briefcases and step inside. This is a teleport trigger to Rajan's office, with more lasers disabled. Episode 4, Solid Water 4, enough said. The electric barriers are now simply movement barriers. These electric nodes also now do nothing, which will be important for something later. The Contessa's blimp is now parked where it usually is at the end of the operation. As you've probably noticed by now, all of the prison spotlights are gone. This map also gets a jobless dev map change. The large damage plane covering most of the map has been disabled. Something I totally didn't forget to record before moving on to the damage plane's removal, is the fact that the tank is gone. I do not fear the incoming train, because there's no longer anything to fear. One of the toggles included with the original release of the mod, turns the damage plane back on, but reduces its damage to 0. This allows the monorail launch loop glitch to work. Undeniably the best addition to Episode 4, is the ability to re-enter the prison through the drain pipe, and then exit again. This was the first interior warp ever made, and actually existed in a partially developed mod made by me and modder Zammy. It was abandoned since damage plane research needed to be done first, which ended up happening, so I took what was done, finished it, and added it into this mod. Inside the prison, every bit of security has been either disabled or removed, no exceptions. Solitary confinement has been fully opened for exploration. To leave, go out the way you came in. You might be wondering why or how Murray is in the safe house. While not technically a feature of the mod, it's fully compatible with the Murray and Prague mod, which properly adds Murray to the safe house after the operation is complete, just like how he's added to the Venice safe house after its operation. Both warp triggers are set up to work for him too. The most immediate change you'll see in Prague 2 is the lack of tanks, oh, and the lack of drowning. The very few spotlights in the level are disabled. Inside the tomb of the evil wolf priestess, all the traps are now harmless. The bombs from the bomber planes now do no damage, which was easier than despawning the bombs, because the game didn't like it when I tried. The bottom set of doors to the re-education tower is now a custom warp location, which sends you into the tower, and the gate has been removed. This custom warp has a lot of history behind it. In the early days of glitching, me and several others were trying to find a way to get Sly into the re-education tower and into the hacking crypts without softlocking. Entering the hacking crypts through fake floor didn't work because you died if you touched the water as part of this hub's dev map side effects, and even if you did, a cutscene plays when you enter that softlocks if you're not Bentley. Getting into the re-education tower could potentially let you paraglide launch to the crypts, but it was too incredibly random to work, so the idea was eventually abandoned. That's why the exit tunnel in the re-education tower is a custom teleport location that takes you to the crypts. People like Shadow you would have loved to see this, had they stuck around. All of the traps here have also been made harmless, and the water at the end is solid. To exit, you can leave through the entrance door to the crypts. This episode features another optional toggle. When activated, it appears to make the water harmful again, but it also makes it do less damage. However, its effects become more obvious in the jobless dev map. The true purpose of the toggle is to remove the insta-kill barrier that was put over the water, finally letting you get fake floor in this hub's jobless dev map. As the cherry on top, this soft lock isn't a soft lock anymore, because the door is a custom warp location. Time to explore Canada 1.
Ah, il est temps d'avoir plus d'eau solide.
The spice balloons will stick around if Spice in the Sky has been completed.
The spice gas is lighter than air. Popping balloons should keep you aloft.
The electric fences are now simply normal fences. The two half-tracks that act as guard spawners are now gone. If you accidentally touch the unstable ice, don't worry, you'll be fine. All three train maps are now re-enterable. To access a train's map as Bentley or Murray, ledge grab on any part of it and ride it to its tunnel. All three train maps have similar modifications. Doors have been removed, lasers have been removed, and the bottomless pits outside have been made solid. This really does ruin the illusion of the train moving along a track. This train, normally only usable as Sly, has a ladder that can be climbed by both Bentley and Murray. This is in the vanilla game. I wish I could add stuff like this. Each train's exit trigger is on the left side of the engine car. John Bisson is now accessible in his train car, but he's currently invincible. I plan to disable that in a future update. Sly can access the train maps too, but instead of lead grabbing them, he needs to be on one of the two poles, and above the center of the train. Like the train only usable by Sly, this train, which is only usable by Bentley, has an unused exit for Sly. Only Bentley and Murray have a custom exit trigger for this reason. Getting hit by the trains now does nothing. The platform above each cabin's fireplace is a multi-destination trigger that lets you move seamlessly between all three cabins. To reach a cabin's first destination, perform a single jump and click down on the L3 button. To reach a cabin's second destination, perform a double jump instead. Aside from the Aurora Borealis and the solid water, the Canada Games setup is here, which becomes a permanent addition to the map, after the games section of the operation is complete. Due to unknown reasons, likely John Bisson being able to use them, these wall hooks don't work outside of the operation. I've instead added a teleport trigger which takes you to the top. The rivers here are even less solid than the ones in India too, providing easy access to the bottom of the map. Inside the Bear Cave, the ice is still thin, but it's no longer crackly, which has obvious advantages. If you want a rematch against John Bisson, these double doors let you re-enter the boss fight area, letting you recreate the impossible circumstance on the back of the Sly collection box. The surrounding water is solid, letting you take a look around. Yes, this entire map is just the sawmill scaled up and slightly modified. Restricted camera angles can work wonders. The right side of the doorway is the way out. Pretty much everything inside the laser redirection sawmill is now safe to traverse. Be careful not to head up here, as the Episode 7 reset glitch will trigger. I plan to make this a manual trigger in a future update. "10,000 rolls of sandpaper were used to make every sharp surface in here safe to walk on." Inside the lighthouse, the recon barrier has been removed, as well as all the spotlights. At last, our final destination, Blim. There's quite a bit to show off here. First, the damaged planes underneath and above the map are now solid. Every giant fan in the level is now completely safe to walk on. Also, every spotlight and laser is gone. Arpeggio's blimp is now lowered and stationary, providing easier access for all three characters, even though Murray can't enter in this update. For some reason, this edit makes the circle button objects here not work properly, so mashing circle over them, does this? I don't understand it, but it works. Inside the Clockwork assembly, the damaged plane blocking access to the floor of the blimp has been disabled. Also, the wall blocking access to the cockpit area is gone. Inside Murray's engine room, the blue electric insta-kill barrier no longer does any damage, and is no longer solid. This update includes new changes to Bentley's engine room, because I had forgotten to modify it at all. Everything in here is now safe. Inside Sly's engine room, the floor lasers and moving red laser walls have been removed. Walking across the harmless electric floor in the Jobless Dev map lets you see this door in a closed state, something completely unused. The top left corner of the lower platform outside the safe house is a custom teleport location to bring you to the finale level. The special skybox for this part of the map isn't normally here, but it is with the mod. And here it is, the last place I'll ever get to say that I've made water solid. How could I not include the mysterious yellow object here? The top of this platform here is a trigger to load back into the hub. There's several things here and there I'm keeping a secret for now, as you'll find them if you play through the game with the mod enabled. That's right, I haven't told you the biggest change in this update. You can now do an entire 100% playthrough of the game with the mod installed, and no issues will arise. As a rule of thumb, if it looks unsafe, it probably isn't anymore.
There goes the laser security system. I'm working on the security gate. Presto, all clear.
Jeez, I don't know. How am I supposed to get past these lasers?
You should be able to break that power box. You're strong, Murray. Try picking up other stuff in the room. That chopper is a menace to all future aerial operations while on this job.
Bentley, what's your status?
Black clouds and thunderbolts! My spice temple ruined! I will no longer hide while you villains destroy my hard-won empire!
I can't see you down there, so try to keep up and stay out of sight. Most of the security went down when we cut the power on the bridge, but a few lights seem to have a backup generator. Be careful. Great. Now bring it back to the safe house. I've marked it in your binocular. I'd better not take any damage while carrying this battery to the other terminals. It is, after all, filled with acid. Okay, ready for another session of hacking mastery. Attention, bloodthirsty mercenary forces! The castle
Defenses are down. Seize this opportunity for aggressive military action by pressing an attack on the castle. Charge! For victory, for glory!
Yes, you guys did it! All the Iron Horse trains are unlocked!
Hey, Sly! Get to that clockwork stomach fast! This old handcart is starting to fall apart!
Oh, Sly, listen in. He's mumbling to himself.
Done.
Flames!
Yep.
Flame up! Flame up!
How's that?
Flames! Flames! Flames!
Eat dynamite, turtle!
Shake a leg! That blimp's on its way!
I'm looking at these, blueprints, and I think you've got to shoot out all the bulbs with your dart gun to get up to the second level. Here's the hard part. Once you shoot a bulb, you'll need to then take out the bulb the electricity is going to. If you miss and break the wrong bulb, there'll be a big power surge and kablam!
Careful, Sly. This place is packed with laser security. First, you'll need to make your way to the far end of this room. Then jump up to the second level. All right, the control center is opposite your position in the room. With some well-timed spire jumping, you should be able to get access.
We did it!
Right on!
It's an emotional moment.
Thank you for watching. The download link for the mod is in the description. This is my most in-depth mod so far, surpassing Reality Bender in terms of cleanliness and complexity. I also could have never done it without the desires of the community, as that's what guided a lot of the process for me. I'll see you in the
What the?
Huh?
I leave you alone for 10 months, and you've already taken over my job?
Well, you see,